Hi everyone, hey, John here. All the bees are really busy here. Busy bees today. We're up looking at Queen Boadicea this morning. There's so many bees around here, it's unbelievable. They're on a nectar flow, I think, so be interesting to look in here together and see Queen Boadicea and see what goes on. Just a little bit of smoke around the front there. We'll have a look inside. This is going to be very interesting because don't forget, Queen Boadicea is come from a wild bee colony cutout. You can look at that on my channel, and you'll be interested, I think, because I've noticed with these sort of things they build stuff inside a little bit different to the regular bees. Well, we'll have a look in the super. I don't expect there's much going on in there, but we'll have a look. No, they're not doing a lot in there. I'll just take that super off. Take that queen excluder off and have a look, see what's going on. Put that at the front and the bees can climb up that. There's no queen on there. We'll have a little look through together and see what this Queen Boadicea is up to. There's one or two drones on there. Well, there's worker brood there and drone brood. There's about half and half, I'd say. Well, no, 30% drone and 70% worker cap there. So the colony is quite busy in egg production and bee production. Let's have a look. It's quite an interesting look. There is one or two drones in there. But, look, I'd like to show you this. Have a look at that. Can you see the pattern of the brood there? Look, it starts there, it goes all the way up here to there and back down to there, so it's that shape. So underneath on the brood box it will be the same, coming down like this. So that's the top part of the circle of brood. So it's got a very nice pattern. You know, you can't complain at that at all about the pattern of egg laying. They've just drawn that one out a little bit. That was a new frame I put in to give them space. So they are drawing it out. Let's hope we find all is well in here with no queen cells. Yeah, there's eggs in there where they've emerged. The queen has, I know this queen has got just a tiny little white dot on her. Oh look, there's a flake up there, can you see that? I'll open that up so you can have a little look. You see, it's nothing in that, it's just a little tiny cup with no egg in it, so that's not a queen cell. But you know, it's such a lovely pattern. There's a lot of bees coming in this hive, considering all they've gone through and went through the winter with hardly any bees come out in the summer. And just have a look at it now for this wild bee colony cutout. It's quite interesting now. how they've actually made loads more bees in here. Really come on well, look. There's a little bit of cross comb there. I'm going to clean that up now. That bit there, look, it's a little bit of put that down there a minute. I like to tidy it up a bit as I go, because it can end up, you know, quite bad in the end if you're not careful. Well, that's what I've found anyway. So make it a little bit neat at the beginning, it helps all the way through, I think. Oh, this is a lovely hive. Look, they're not, there's a few buzzing me, about 3 or 4 just buzzing around, but they're not, it's not like 100 all banging in my face, so it's okay so far. Yeah, look, another nice pattern of brood there. Look at that. See the pattern? Cat brood. I don't know how to explain it, but it just got a slightly different look. The pattern and the way they do everything when you got a wild bee colony cutout. I don't know why, but it's just sort of like a bit, even though it's full up, it doesn't look quite the same as the ones I've got at home, the other bees in other colonies. The patterns certainly slightly different. There's a little bit of wind there then, but it's 28 Celsius or nearly 80 Fahrenheit today. It's a hot day, but it's got a cool breeze, very hot. And it's 3/4 of the way through May, so let's have a look on here. Well, this is a new frame I've put in. You can see that give them more space, and it's completely drawn out, so that's great. I don't want these swarming, do I? Now I've got them like this. Well, look, that is a lovely, you can't really get a lot better than that for a pattern of brood, can you? Look how neat and very nice that is. So far everything looks fine. Look, can you see this frame here has got all lovely cat brood there. Look, it's all a nice colour, and this is all nectar here. Where my finger is there, all that is nectar, and all this side is nectar. So it's set up really nice for bees to do their job. Now this one looks to me like a honey and pollen frame probably. Let's have a look. That's all nectar in there. A couple of bits of pollen, not a lot, but there was pollen on some frames back here. So having a look at that, so far it seems in really nice condition, I would say. I'll take this one off now and have a look down at the big brood box. Well, we've got this dummy board here. Of course, in a minute I plan to move this hive over 2 foot, so I've got another hive coming next to it in a couple of weeks time. So I'll move this over now so they've got time to get used to it. But this is an old frame of, this is what I put in there when we first got the hive sorted out. It's an old one. I'm going to change that now. I've got some new frames to put in, so they're not using this, there's nothing in it, so it's opportunity now for me to change that old frame. I'll put that to one side a minute. I think this was an old one as well, yes. I'll be changing that as well. That's another old frame, look. That one's got nectar in it. This one's got nectar and a little tiny patch of cap brood there, look. This is the start of the brood pattern, that is. So the next one should have a lot more on it. So yeah, it's quite a lot more on that one, you see. The brood pattern on that is around there, look. And where they've emerged is all eggs. And this is time for me to look at the larvae in here. I can see the larvae is in good condition, nice colour, so it doesn't look like there's any nasty disease in this either. Because you know, it's a wild bee colony cutout and I haven't really checked the larvae yet, because this is the first time I've really seen it properly, and it all looks quite a nice colour. I will be doing a mite count on it next week. There's the queen actually on this one. It's just got to the top there, look. Let's see if you can see it just there. It's quite a, do you remember the last time you saw this Queen Boadicea? It's very dark stripy bee. It's got a lovely little white dot on there, look. It is a lovely little queen, that. Well, it's not little, it's nice. See it going down there now, lovely markings. I'm very, very, very pleased with that queen, look. And it's got a nice dot on it, so we put that safely in there now, like that. So we put that down, then we draw that close like that. So this in there now, in them two frames, so she can't get injured at all, can she? It's safe in there. So I can have a look through here now and show you some interesting things in here, hopefully. Hopefully there's no queen cells, which there's quite an interesting frame. This one has got a lot of worker brood, but at the bottom here it's got a lot of drone brood, look. I did do a video on 10 things to identify in a hive. You can look at that on my channel, but them bumps there as drone brood. And if you get a queen cell, they're normally at the bottom here. And there's nothing in that one. So this frame here I've got in my hand, I put an empty frame in there with nothing in it, and they've drawn this wax down themselves. That's all their work. I put no foundation in that. You can see it's just hanging. Eventually they will stick it a bit better to the sides. I haven't really had to use a lot of smoke. There's still them about 3 bees around me, but they're not all jumping out on me. And there's none of them banging me, they're just around me. Right, so this is the super frame I put in. So this is just an ordinary super frame here, and they've drawn that all down there, and that's all drone brood in there, what they've drawn down. So I'm going to put this one to the back. I'll let all that emerge and I'll change that frame the next time I'm up here. So that one's going to go there. And then when that all emerges, I'll change that for a new frame, you know, a proper one for them. See, there's another nice pattern of brood. You see how lovely it is. It's all flat. There's no indentated brood. So when we look at this brood, put it on its side so I can hold it and point. It's all flat. This is. There's nothing sunken in. It almost looks like a picture of it rather than the real thing. It's so nicely done. And where you've got gaps, there's either nectar or a larvae in there. So, you know, it's a really lovely pattern. You know, from a wild bee colony cutout, I'll be interested to see what mite count it's got. So I haven't done it yet. I'm doing it next week. So considering we only had about one frame, I think it was, or 1.5 frames of bees come out of winter, eventually it's come good, isn't it? There's a nice little baby young bee there, look. There's a lot of young bees in here all coming out. The furry ones, there's a furry one there. And I'm going to look now really close to see if I can see any wing bars on any of these bees. So I'm looking at every single one of these little baby bees now. There's quite a few on this frame, and I'm looking at all their wings, just scanning over them all. There's a nice little one there, baby one, this one here, and I'm just scanning them all and looking at their wings. Their wings all seem fine. I can't see anything. There's a lot of baby bees on this frame. So they look alright to me. So we put that back now then. All seems well. I'm going to stick a new frame in there. So I'm actually going to move this hive now to the left. I'll just clear them off the edge, and I can put this back now. I'll make sure there's no bees on there. I'll clear them off the edge again. Now I'm going to put the super back. I'm not going to add the queen excluder to this. I'm going to try it without a queen excluder. So this had such a good pattern of brood in there, didn't you? It sort of come up like that and went round like that, and above here was all honey. Now it's very unlikely that the queen is going to go up here and start laying eggs, because you've got honey along there. so it sort of makes like a bit of a wall. But it doesn't always work out, but I'm going to leave this with no queen excluder, and I reckon they'll go into that a lot easier, and the queen won't lay up there because there's a rim of honey right along there. Well, they weren't so over keen on me when I just moved them from here to there then, because as I put it down I just bumped it a bit, and quite a few of them have come out around me, but that's only because I bumped it. I think that was a mistake. We can make mistakes. So I'm going to fill this water up now. There's hardly any in here now. I think the water's gone down a lot. There we are, they can get there and have a drink now. So I've got all bricks on there so they can't drown, although there is one there drowned, so I'll put that on there. They've got plenty of water there. Well, thanks for watching everyone. It's very nice to see Queen Boadicea. I know there's two different ways of saying that name, but I'll say Boadicea anyway. And she's a really pretty queen, and it's quite a nice size, but very, very pretty. And I've took the queen excluder away, and also I've added 2 new frames to a foundation. Took the old ones away, the nasty stuff on down below in the brew box, and that'll give them a bit more space. And I really thank you all for watching and subscribing. I love all my subscribers. I appreciate every single one of you, and I love all the comments. You've been so kind to me and Lynn, it's unbelievable. And thank you again for naming Queen Boadicea, and see you on the next episode everyone. Ta-da! See ya!